Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video I want to talk about thought action fusion and, more importantly, how we can kind of adopt a different perspective that helps us deal with thought action fusion. So what is thought action fusion? From my understanding, thought action fusion is when we have a thought and in the act of kind of having the thought we think it's equivalent to acting it out. Okay, so this is what a lot of people who suffer from OCD go through, or just someone who has, obsessive thoughts, disturbing thoughts. So let's say you have a thought about a fire alarm going off, or something a bit more, would be more worried about, like a bomb going off, and we just assume that the thought is as dangerous as the actual event happening, and that's the problem we make. It's the fusion. So, but obviously that's not true. Just because we think of thought doesn't make it real. And as far as we know, no thought we have can alter reality. We can't think about a bookshelf. If we just think about a bookshelf falling down, it doesn't mean it's going to suddenly fall down in reality. Or if we think about our heart exploding, it's not going to make our heart explode. So, you know, let's just sit with that for a bit and understand that, no thought that we think is going to just suddenly pop into existence, or more accurately, fearing something bad happening doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So that's what happens when we, mistake a thought for actual danger, for it actually happening. But it doesn't, just because we have a thought doesn't mean anything. So that's what I want to talk to you about, thought action fusion. Is that, don't feel alarmed when you have these thoughts. Don't be impressed by them, because really they're just words in your mind. They don't actually represent truth, and they don't mean that by you having that thought it's going to equate to something bad happening in the external world. So, and also what happens is when we fear that thought, when we feel threatened by it, we have this accompanied emotional reaction to it, this strong emotional reaction. And I think that supports our belief that the thought might be real, because or dangerous, because we feel this sort of hostility, or we feel this, this tense emotional reaction flow up inside of us. We feel fearful and on edge, so we just assume that because we're feeling this way to a certain thought, that it means the thought is more important than it is. Does that make sense? But really, it's just a thought. It doesn't mean anything. So hopefully this makes sense to you. If you have any questions, then please feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But just before I go, I just want to read something to you that I found on a website called Very Well Mind. It's about thought action fusion. So let's just start with this. What is thought action fusion? So I just basically what I just said, but it goes over a bit better in my opinion. Thought action fusion is when you believe that simply thinking about an action is equivalent to actually carrying out that action. For example, if a thought randomly pops into your mind about something unacceptable, such as murdering your partner, you would believe this to just, sorry, I think I missed out a word here. You would believe this to be just as bad as actually harming them. Thought action fusion can also lead people to believe that thinking about unwanted events make it more likely that the event will happen. For instance, you might think that by imagining a loved one dying in a car crash, it somehow increases the chances that this will actually happen. So you can see that, thinking these thoughts isn't the equivalent of these things actually happening. I used to have these thoughts as well, that, something bad always happened to people I know, and I would panic about this because I just assumed that this thought equaled the thing happening. So yeah, that's just a bit of I want you to understand that, you know, thinking things is not going to mean it's going to happen in reality. That's very obvious. But when we're anxious and, you know, in that state, then it's very easy to go into this irrational mindset. So I just want to kind of bring you back down to reality and make sure you understand that nothing bad is going to happen because you've had a thought. It's okay to have these thoughts. Yeah. A lot of people try and get rid of them, try to suppress them or fight them away, but that just strengthens it and that just gives off the impression to your brain that you find them dangerous and important. So just let the thoughts be there and understand that they're just fiction. Basically, they're just, you know, they're just a pile of words that come into your mind, and then we give them meaning, which strengthens our belief that they are dangerous. But really, you know, they're just thoughts, and they are not connected to reality. I hope this makes sense to you, and I will see you again next time. Take care now. Bye.